Alexander Volkanovski and Braian T-City Ортега. Well, if you hear the ladies shrieking, that's because T-City is making his way to the octagon, the former title challenger, Braian Ортега. And a lot of people, DC, do believe for this jiu-jitsu practitioner, his ceiling is championship, and eventually he'll get it.
Yes, the ladies go crazy for T-City. Even his video game character is the best-looking guy out here. Braian Ортега is a jiu-jitsu guy. But as you saw in the Frankie Edgar fight, he has now developed striking to match. That was a massive uppercut that floored a guy that had never been finished before. So as long as he continues to improve, John, he will realize the UFC championship before it's all said and done.
All class outside the octagon with his Braian Ортега foundation, but T-City has got his eyes fixed on the prize. Title eliminator of sorts here tonight. All right, so here he is, the UFC featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski. It's a title he always thought he would have. He just needed the opportunity, and you all saw what he did in outclassing the all-time great Max Holloway. Alexander Volkanovski is the total package. We make a lot about his rugby league career, and at one point, he was a 214-pound athlete who was an absolute marauder, but now at a svelte 145 pounds, he truly has every skill befitting a long-reigning champion. This division has a bunch of killers in it, and right now they're all chasing the Volk man, Alexander Volkanovski. All right, now let's get to the tail of the tape for this featherweight tilt. Volkanovski is 2 years his senior. Ортега is 2 inches taller. Volkanovski will have a 2-inch reach advantage. Now for the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliata. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 15 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, USA, Braian T-City Ортега! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 25 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Alexander the Great Volkanovski!
All right, get the rules in the locker room. I want you to do my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, come out fight.
You ready?
All right, so the fight is underway. We'll see how it plays out. It's a pick-em fight according to Las Vegas, and really hard to think of a weakness that we have seen on film from either guys in their UFC careers thus far.
I feel like both of these guys are the top of the food chain. They're the best of the best that we can put inside the octagon. They are so well-rounded. They have every skill, and that is going to be on display tonight in this key matchup.
Well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there.
Nice kick landed by the counter.
All right, got to be careful playing around inside his guard.
Absolutely, John. That's why you don't sit in a full guard. When you sit in a full guard, it gives these guys too many opportunities to chase submissions, and now he's jumping on the triangle.
A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. All right, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you got to be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. Oh, tagged him with that right hand. What a strike that was.
What a strike that he is landing over and over again. His opponent will need to make some adjustments.
Oh, really nice work to keep busy off of his back as he lands some more offense here from bottom. Oh, well, he's got him softened up here. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. Oh, he's got that right hand going tonight, DC. Connected with it there.
He's thrown so many left jabs to throw that right punch straight down the pipe. It's unreal.
Well, not ideal to spend this much time on the bottom, but you can't fault him for his activity. Landing strikes here from the bottom. Nice work by T-City, Braian Ortega. All right, feet on the hips here. All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom. Now, the guy's attacking the triangle. He finds himself in trouble because he got a little bit lazy in the full guard.
Looks like he's trying to manipulate the head. This could be tight.
Oh!
And this might just be a matter of time. Take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. He's so skilled, he's so tricky, and he's so good at weaving a web that gets you lost in it that he made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.
So there he is, your winner by submission, and that's exactly how you put the rest of this division on notice. Looks like this guy could be a factor moving forward in this division.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliana has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 32 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by submission, Braian T-City Ortega! All right, so there he is, all smiles, and rightfully so after he gets the job done by submission tonight. You told me off the air before the fight that he was going to submit him, and that's exactly what happened.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. And his opponent is known to lay in the guard. He made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.